What you're about to witness might upset you. I respect all training efforts, but truth and realism are the goals here. No offense. Alright guys, so we talked about not being a knife fighter. Let's talk about gunfighters. I just left the gun store the other day, and I would say there were 8 dudes working in there. They were all 60 to 70 pounds overweight. They actually sell a t-shirt that says, "I'm too fat to fight, I just shoot." And these guys couldn't run from here to the end of this alley without being out of breath. To think that they're actually going to be able to handle a violent encounter with somebody that's trying to do harm to them and get to their gun before that dude beats them to death with it is absurd. So your ability to shoot at paper at 7 yards with zero stress whatsoever in an indoor range has no relevance at all to real world violence. So stop with the gunfighter thing, stop with the "I'll just shoot you" thing, stop with the "I don't fight, I just shoot." It's just it's ridiculous. And it's the biggest lie in our whole industry that people, that just because you carry, you're prepared to deal with a violent situation, especially if somebody's shooting back at you.
And I think if we were to take 2 base conditions, 2 shooters, one that trained in martial arts and was fit, that's a pretty simple equation to draw a conclusion from.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. Do you have to be strong to survive a violent encounter? No. Does it help? Yes. I mean, you can't deny it. It's a fact. It just is.
But you shoot. You go to the range.
Sure.
You shoot paper targets at 7 yards.
I do, and I shoot steel, and I do drills where I fatigue myself and have to draw and shoot. I do drills where people are attacking me and I'm hitting mitts and I'm being put on my back, and then I have to escape that and draw and get on target. I do all that stuff. And there are times when, yeah, I stand with a nice, clean, perfect stance, and I have somebody critique and break down my trigger pull and all that stuff. I'm not saying that the fundamentals aren't the fundamentals. Everybody should be able to do that. But me being able to do that has no correlation to me being able to go into an active killer situation in a school with kids running all over the place and be able to engage a guy with an AR-15 that's shooting back. It's the street fighter thing. Look, man, if you're out in the street fighting, what are you doing? You're a grown-ass man. Stop it. I'm not looking for street fights so I can up my street cred and put it in my bio or whatever. We have to start being intellectually honest with our students and our members and let them understand that the goal is to avoid all of that stuff. So if I run out and talk about how many street fights I've been in and how many dudes I knocked out and all this stuff, it romanticizes something that shouldn't be romanticized. And on some level, the dudes that are like, I've been in 400 street fights or whatever, either you're lying or you're like one of the biggest jackasses ever. You can have your pick. Yes, you can have your pick. You're one or the other, and so I think people, if your goal is to survive violent encounters, you should be as good as possible in manipulating a firearm if that works in your world, manipulating an edge weapon if that works in your world, being able to go hands-on. But I'm not a street fighter, I'm not a gunfighter, I'm not a knife fighter, I'm not any of those things, and odds are you aren't either.